Hey, Peter.
Hmm?
Here's a brain buster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 across. One of the great mountains in the world.
I don't know where you start on crosswords if you can't do them yourself, Fred.
One of the great mountains. The way I see it, it starts with K. Hey, who says I can't do crosswords? It's Kosciuszko. How do you spell Kosciuszko?
Ah, Kosciuszko. Kosciuszko isn't one of the great mountains. Only 7,000 or so feet.
Okay, Einstein. One of the world's great mountains. Starts with K.
Kilimanjaro? Nah, too many letters. Could be Mount Kinabalu. Yeah, Mount Kinabalu, that's it. Mount Kinabalu, it's 30,500 feet.
Never heard of it. But where is this Mount Kinabalu?
British North Borneo.
Never heard of it, Peter.
You should be ashamed to admit it.
Oh, I've never claimed to be a whiz on mountains.
Well, you should be ashamed to admit you've never heard of Mount Kinabalu in Borneo. A giant of a mountain it is. Granite rising out of the jungle. Up and up it goes into the clouds.
Sounds as though you've seen it.
I have. I saw it in 1945 at the end of the war. I'll never forget it. But at least you should know about it.
Why me? I never saw it. Never heard of it.
Well, it's time you did. Because Mount Kinabalu in North Borneo is a living memorial to the 2,400 men, 1,800 Australian soldiers, and 600 British who died there in 1945 on the death march from Sandakan to Ranau. Ranau's a small town just 10 miles from Mount Kinabalu.
Oh, I did hear of that.
A lot of brave men died on that march. But I sort of look at Mount Kinabalu as the memorial to another Australian soldier who died there earlier. Died in Borneo trying to save his mates. One of the great soldiers in World War II.
Citation. Presenting authentic stories of heroism and gallantry taken from the histories of war. The story of VX 24597, Captain Lionel Colin Matthews, George Cross, and Military Cross. In the citation for the Military Cross, won by Captain Lionel Matthews in Malaya in 1942, it said, "During operations at Guimas, this officer succeeded in maintaining cable communications between his brigade headquarters and units under heavy artillery and mortar fire and aerial bombardment, displaying a high standard of courage, energy, and ability in doing so. Later, during operations on Singapore Island, Captain Matthews succeeded in laying a cable over ground strongly patrolled by the enemy and thus restoring communications at a critical period."
One Jap coming up, Captain.
I heard the signal, Sid. Who is it?
Buffet.
That goon. Let him go past, then we can start up again.
Oh, might be risky, sir. Buffet's a dill, but he's a cunning one.
Yeah, there are risks, all right, Sid. But we have sick men in this prison camp. We need food and medicine, or they're going to die. Sure, there are risks. And we have to take them.
The citation for the George Cross, the award for valor ranking next to the Victoria Cross, awarded after death to Captain Matthews, said in the beginning that he was held prisoner by the Japanese in Sandakan, Borneo, between August 1942 and March 1944. During that period, although in captivity, he directed personally an underground intelligence organization. By sheer determination and organization, he arranged through native contacts for the delivery of sorely needed medical supplies, for food and money into the camp, factors which kept up the morale and courage of prisoners and undoubtedly saved the lives of many.
You got the radio hidden, Captain?
I nearly, Sid. Any need for panic?
I'll say there is. Party of Kempati pulled up at the camp gates.
Gestapo boys, eh? We better make a good job of hiding it.
They might have got onto the other stuff, sir.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Otherwise, they'd be coming in here with guns blazing.
The citation continued. Captain Matthews was instrumental in arranging a radio link with the outside world. He's able to send weekly news bulletins to the civilian internees on nearby Bahala Island. He was also responsible for arranging for the delivery of firearms to a secret rendezvous for future use.
Steady now, fellas. Here's the beach. Quiet. If the Jap sentries get onto us, we'll have to go like hell on these paddles. Shh. Signal on the scrub. The rifle's ready. Not a sound now.
That you, Pete?
Who's that? Pete here.
Sid.
Come on, Sid. Quick, smart now. How's things in the camp?
Control. How are the guerrilla boys?
Fine. We haven't got time to waste. I want to get out of this before dawn. What gives?
Captain Matthews is still hard at it. He's organized the secret army ready for the day when we can hit back at the Japs.
Has he managed to organize the native police, too? That was what he wanted.
Yes, he's organized them, too. And a lot of loyal natives around Sandakan. He's organized a force both inside and outside the camp. A risky job, but he's managed it, and things are teed up.
Uh-huh. No escape party for us to take back to the Philippines this trip?
Not this trip. He's more concerned right now with getting a resistance force working right here in Borneo, rather than getting blokes out to the Philippines. You got anything for us?
Sure. We've been in touch with Australia, both by submarine and radio.
The citation continues. These activities of Captain Matthews were carried out at the greatest peril to himself at all times. His contact with the natives was on a doubtful basis, and he was in constant danger of betrayal and death. He accepted these risks fearlessly and showed the greatest courage and enterprise.
There's the Chinaman again, sir. He's giving a high sign for you.
Keep an eye on the guard, Sid. I'm just going to walk over here and hear what he's got to say.
Careful, sir, careful. The Japs are getting mighty edgy these days. It's hard to tell the loyal native from the pro-Jap. I don't like it at all.
I'm not over fond of it myself. But our only hope is to work with the locals. We've got to build our resistance movement from the material they provide.
Couldn't you do it better if you took their offer to smuggle you out?
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I'm staying. Now, you keep watch. If the Japs start showing too much interest, start whistling. I'm just going across here to see how things are shaping.
The citation states that Captain Matthews was in the position where he could have escaped from Sandakan a number of times, by means of an organization set up by the local Chinese. The citation added, but he declined, elected to remain where his efforts could alleviate the sufferings of his fellow prisoners.
You hear that?
Oh, who can't? They're ours up there. Our boys up there.
The first of ours we've heard since we were captured.
Send it down on them, boys. Give them a taste of it.
It's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time before they'll be over all day and all night. And that's the time we've been waiting and planning for.
Maybe they'll come too late, sir.
Our organization is ready. We'll have to move soon now. So many of the lads are on their last legs.
The Japs are cutting our rations again.
Sign that their ships are being sunk. They're taking a caning. As soon as the time is right, we'll break out and move right into it. Right.
Listen to that! Listen to it!
Send it down, boys. Send it down. It won't be long now before we'll be doing some fighting on our own behalf.
The citation says, Captain Matthews displayed the greatest gallantry in circumstances of the gravest danger. His leadership, conduct, unflagging optimism, and imperturbability were an inspiration to all closely associated with him in the resistance organization and to his fellow prisoners. But his heroism was soon to be betrayed by treachery. As the tide of war was turning to favor the Allies, an armed party of the brutal Kempitai, the Japanese Gestapo-type military police, swept into that prison camp at Sandakan.
The Kippatai, sir.
Just another surprise roll call.
Never seen them so savage-looking before, sir.
Come on. Better get on parade. We'll soon find out what it's all about. Come on.
The resistance plot had been betrayed, and Captain Matthews was arrested then by the Kempitai. The remainder of the citation tells the sad, brave story. After his arrest by the Kempitai, Captain Matthews showed courage of the highest order. He steadfastly refused to make admissions under brutal torture, beatings, and starvation. He refused to implicate or endanger the lives of his associates. His conduct at all times was that of a very brave and courageous gentleman. and he worthily upheld the highest tradition of an Australian officer. And the last line of that proud citation says, he was executed by the Japanese at Kuching on the 2nd of March, 1944, and even at the time of his execution, he defied the Japanese. Citation. These stories are authentic. The program is recorded by Amalgamated Wireless Australasia Limited for Army Public Relations and produced by Donald Crosby.